Hey, Canadian here. Welcome to the No Name Podcast on its second episode. And here I have with me again is Trevor and his friend Jesus.
Hey, what's up, motherfuckers?
Yo, what's Gucci, fam?
That was honestly the worst introduction I've ever seen, Jared.
No, fuck it. Fuck it. We're keeping it.
You don't like my SoundCloud? Come on, I got my own SoundCloud. I'm Lil Marky.
You have a SoundCloud, you say?
Wait, really?
No.
Oh no. I thought you were just shilling for the sake of shilling.
No, I only shill when it's possible.
It's
I only show when I need marketing, when I need money, which in case I don't need any.
I mean, Trevor, outside of your YouTube channel, you do spend a lot of time on Twitter, I've noticed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I shouldn't, really, honestly.
Yeah, social media has a tendency of driving people insane. And I've noticed that with some YouTube creators, sadly, and people's team seem to implode or blow up, and I've been noticing that lately with Channel Awesome, which is not much of a surprise. I mean, with anything that big, you always expect something really messy to happen behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, that usually happens to me too.
I mean, as much as I actually want to keep discussing about it, I think it's still a tad too early. I mean, I've noticed a lot of people make a lot of YouTube videos about it, and some YouTubers are actually arguing that the document in of itself is coming from someone who's like really fucking petty. Like, out of 2 or 3 things that seem legitimate grievances to grieve about, there's some legitimate problems with Channel Awesome. The rest of it seems like petty bullshit. So it kind of makes it harder to take it seriously. And I have read the document.
I haven't read it. Like, what are the highlights of it, as I would say?
One of the biggest highlights is sexual harassment.
Well, that's a given.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm pretty sure I noticed one YouTube comment, and this guy nailed it pretty well, saying Doug is in. It's pretty safe to say that Doug is in a damned if you do or damned if you don't situation. Basically, no matter what he does, he's fucked. Either he addresses it, he's fucked, and he doesn't, or he's still fucked.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. Either way, it is a black mark on the company in of itself, and
Absolutely.
It's actually kind of a big deal because a lot of people have grown up with Channel Awesome, or at the time, well, as it's known now, Channel Awesome. At the time, most people would know it as that guy with the glasses.com.
Oh yeah, I think I was there during that time too. I think I remember it like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jesus, you haven't been speaking much.
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of biased against the Nostalgia Critic. I never just get into him. He just seemed to shout a lot, and any of the other that guy with the glasses people. I'm looking at Linkara, but
Linkara, he did a Top the Fourth Wall. He reviewed comics, I believe.
Yeah.
And there was also Spoonie. He was a favorite, but that story was pretty fucking sad, to be honest. I remember seeing a video of Down the Rabbit Hole. He did this whole video essay on Spoonie, basically his rise and fall and what he's doing now, and it's just like there are plenty of examples of this is how you don't do this YouTube edition. There's plenty of examples of that, but yeah, it can happen. It's just, it was really, really messy in Spoonie's case, definitely. And plus, one can argue the only reason he got famous because this was earlier on in YouTube. We're talking, like, he was picked up by Doug in 2008, so we're talking 2008 YouTube, mid 2000s. Oh yeah, and Smosh. I actually remember watching Smosh, but now...
Oh, I watched Smosh when it came to, like,
I remember watching it when I was younger, but I've looked through the channel now, it's no longer the same channel.
I remember watching them when video games were real stuff. Those were actually pretty fun to watch.
Those were good, because they were written by ghostwriters.
And
I have like to... movie or something?
And shamefully, I have to admit, I have also watched, Onision.
There's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
Look at my vegan body! I had to do that at least once. I'm sorry. That just makes me laugh every time I hear that motherfucker scream.
If there's one thing I noticed about Doug years later, wait, why am I saying Doug? I mean Greg. God damn it, I'm mixing names.
I can't believe the nostalgia critic is Oni.
Apparently, Doug and Greg are the same person.
No.
It's like if they were like body snatchers, they like swap bodies or something.
Anyways, like I was saying, the one thing about Greg I've noticed later on, years later, he surrounds himself in drama, and it both benefits him and is also a negative.
Oh, Jared, what's up?
Shit, someone's gonna call. Damn.
Oh, what's happening? Who's calling you?
I have no idea.
Who was it?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know these people.
Oh.
Decline the offer.
I did.
While the sound stops, so clearly you declined the offer. Alright, let's move on to our first topic in the podcast.
Ooh, this is exciting.
Enough dilling about. Trevor and Chad. Trevor, you mentioned to me your show. How's it going so far?
Oh, production is a fucking nightmare. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Why's that?
Oh boy, like, you know when it comes to the dreaded number 3, like Half-Life 3, Mass Effect 3, and all that crap, that's basically what Trevor and Chad Season 3 is. But let me tell you something. The production was such a nightmare. We couldn't even get started on much, and we just barely did anything. And when I got Sony Vegas, well, I couldn't even figure it out. Like, Sony Vegas was like my golden gate to save my channel and all.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Trevor and Chad. I'm talking about the channel.
It's always good to at least branch out and upgrade your software and such and such.
But then I couldn't figure it out. I was fucked until I asked Jared about helping, and he actually happily agreed to it. And I was actually kind of surprised that he did.
And Jared, you also have showed me some of your, let's call it the portfolio of Jesus's work of video editing.
My top 10 list of best videos I've made.
And what would the top 10 list be?
Well, you see, a lot of my videos I make now, because I used to make really shitty, cringy horror series, in like the likes of Marble Hornets, such. Those fell flat.
Oh, Marble Hornets, I remember that.
Well, I mean, yes, but my series in general was just bad. I just fucked around with audio syncing and shit, and it was just, nah. But a lot of the videos I make now are just meme videos and stuff. It's just, it's something good.
And now you're basically partnered with me to some extent.
Also, by the way, speaking of editing, Vegas, I actually think it's a very good software for you to start with, Trevor, actually. It's a good start with. It's definitely better, well, to be fair.
Better. I know it's better in Share Factory, but like I used Share Factory for like 2 years, and I gotten so used to it that when I started using Vegas, I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Well, I haven't exactly used other editing software. The reason why I say it's better, Vegas is better, is because thing is with Adobe, the one thing I'm not a really big fan of is
the subscription.
Subscription, yes. Like there's not one single price. With Vegas, you just pay probably $100, $200, $300 depending on which version you buy, and that's it. You just own it forever, which is fine.
Oh yeah.
But with Vegas, you could be spending $300 per year. It's like if you thought paying $70, $80 a year for Xbox Live or PSN was bad, think of that. Just $300 a year.
Well, I don't buy Xbox Live anymore because like I'm fucking done with playing on that system.
Yeah.
And I don't play on PSN as much. I usually play like VR games and all these other stuff offline.
All right.
But like Trevor and Chad's production, it's questionable. I love the series. I'm deeply proud of it. It's just that it was just a nightmare to keep on going, and Jared pretty much shaved my ass at that point. I was on the verge of actually canceling the thing.
Wait, what? He shaved your ass?
Oh, that's what I was about to say.
He saved my ass, not shaved. Jesus.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I'm
sorry. I misheard.
It's
I'm
fine.
So sorry.
But like, if Jared didn't save the whole thing in time, like I would have just canceled the whole thing, and I would just be
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, and let's raise a glass for Jared. Hashtag Jared's God.
I'll raise my empty water bottle.
I've got my goblet of apple juice.
I got nothing but my hands.
Wait, I thought you had OJ, not apple juice.
No, I said apple juice.
Oh, so you got the AJ.
I got the AJ, not the OJ.
Oh, okay, that's good. Okay, anyways, let's move on to our next topic. Dusting off my old Vita.
Ooh, PlayStation Vita.
Yes.
Jared actually had the Vita, actually, I remember.
I have not exactly fond memories of the Vita, but it's in my brain.
Oh, yeah.
But
Vita wasn't really very good when it came to games.
I mean, I'm still not gonna lie. There was still some pretty serious hardware in that thing, though. I played Killzone Mercenary on the thing, and I was pretty blown away what type of visuals you saw on a portable system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, did you ever play Uncharted Golden Abyss?
It was actually one of the very first games I bought.
Yeah, of course, because that was it's the only reason why I would want to pick up a Vita for maybe $10 or something.
Yeah, maybe, but
probably because I'm a huge fan of Uncharted, and I just want more Nathan Drake.
There's at least some good Vita games. You just gotta look hard for them. And secondly, the one good thing I really like about it is if you're a big PSP fan, for example, you can just download a lot of really great PSP titles onto your Vita, like Final Fantasy Dissidia, or I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah, I think the PSP was like a JRPG system, basically.
Exactly. That's a big thing of what it was. Is its marketing was mostly JRPGs.
Besides Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, there's that.
Well, Metal Gear itself is also Japanese.
Oh, yeah.
Well, but then again, it is a shooter. Or
shooter.
Part stealth, part shooter, but yeah, you get the point. After playing it a bit, I think it's an okay system. I don't know if I'll be... I'm probably going to be might play a bit of it more when I'm on the go somewhere, maybe. Especially replaying Final Fantasy Dissidia, which was basically a great beat-em-up where you could basically you can play any number of all Final Fantasy protagonists and antagonists, which is really fun.
Wasn't there a sequel to that game on PS4?
Yeah, there is. I haven't played it, and I'm pretty sure it just recently came out here.
My brother played the closed beta of it.
Yeah, but I don't know. But the one thing I noticed with the gameplay, instead of 1-on-1, it was more 3v3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to our next topic. Spider-Man Insomniac releases September 7th.
Oh, it's about time. I'm excited for this game. Yes, Spider-Man Insomniac, hand in hand.
I actually hope they bring back that pizza theme.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Spider-Man 2, when you're delivering pizzas, this offhand fucking theme.
A 24-year-old Spider-Man delivering pizzas.
Well, it better be the same audio quality too, the very shitty, almost MIDI sounding.
So what do you think of what you've seen so far from the game, or what Insomniac is doing with their take on Spider-Man? You guys hear me?
Mm-hmm. I in my opinion, really, I think it looks good. I just hope that we don't have to deal with the Amazing Spider-Man or anything of that sort.
What do you mean by Amazing Spider-Man? You mean the series or the?
No, I mean in terms of quality of games.
Oh, okay. You mean right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, the fucking games.
I remember seeing Angry Joe's review of Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I'm pretty sure he said something along the lines the only really good thing you can say is Stan Lee. just Stan Lee, because Stan Lee's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard the best part about Amazing Spider-Man 2 was the comic book shop.
Yeah. It's kind of funny how they always bring back older elements from older Spider-Man games. It's always a comic book shop. I remember, or actually no, I think in Spider-Man 2 was the arcade, and over there you could actually upgrade your shit, have new moves when you're swinging around. It's really fun.
Yeah.
And based on what I've seen in the gameplay, I do like the animation, especially the visuals. And
Mm-hmm.
I do notice combat-wise, it seems a bit like Arkham if you were a bit more agile, kind of like an Amazing Spider-Man, but except it doesn't seem cheap.
Oh, absolutely. Like, yeah, I think it's fine to go with Arkham's fighting system.
And
I
I
think it's
notice,
perfectly
and the
fine.
one thing I already also notice is that like when he's swinging around, he seems a bit more weighty too. I noticed that.
Oh yeah, I think Insomniac did that.
That's all. That's always good. Like I don't want like my character like flopping around like a wet noodle across the city.
And
Absolutely.
I do remember with the very first Amazing Spider-Man game, you didn't need to be close to walls. Like his web is like just up in the fucking sky, and then it's like
Yeah.
That is so no.
It just destroys everything because like you
Like
just,
imagine if Spider-Man was swinging around in Virginia. He wouldn't even be swinging around on some buildings. He'll just fall flat on his face.
Spider-Man always has a large crane above him that just follows him everywhere he goes. The way he can swing.
Isn't that like the third act
got
of the movie?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. He got shot, and then the construction crew helped him. Hey, you helped my kid, so I'm gonna help you, Spidey.
Jesus, that movie sucked.
Well, actually, no. I think the very. I think.
Like, I mean, the first movie was like it was meh, but the second movie, no, not so much.
Oh no, 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 no! There's like Sony product placement out the ass.
Sony Vizio product placement.
There's this one funny moment. I'll give it this much. Like where fucking Spider-Man's fighting Rano, he's just whistling the Spider-Man theme. Okay, I kind of like that. I'm not gonna lie. Like if there's one good thing I can say about Andrew Garfield's take on Spider-Man is that he's actually funny, like has a sense of humor. While fucking Tobey Maguire, while I do like him as Spider-Man too, but he also cries like a bitch and sometimes is a bit of a dork sometimes.
Well, that's not the character. I always thought that Tobey Maguire was an amazing Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Tobey's
no,
an
no,
amazing
it's-
Spider-Man.
He's a nerd, and Spider-Man is
Yes.
just your average nerd Peter
Yeah,
Parker.
Spider-Man. Like, here's the thing: Spider-Man in and of itself is always a nerd. But here's the thing: there's Spider-Man before he got his powers, then there he is just after he got his powers. He's still a nerd, but it's when he actually started getting some confidence and started being cocky.
Exactly.
That's basically how Andrew Garfield took it. He actually started being more cocky. But here's the thing: he wasn't as dorky as Tobey Maguire. So here's the thing: it's like these like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. They're two imperfect Spider-Men, but you put them together, you basically get comic Spider-Man,
If you put them together, you basically get Tom Holland.
or that, or comic, either or.
Yeah, I like Tom Holland. I like him.
Yeah. I mean, you can diss the MCU all you want.
I don't like it that much, but like Homecoming is probably the best film in the MCU.
Like I still like the MCU in and of itself. I mean, it's silly films, very silly. I mean, what do you expect? They're superhero films. And one thing I like about it, it's like it is literally comics on screen at this point. Because just like comics, some arcs are complete shit, others are great. Some films are shit, some are great.
Yep.
It's like having an interconnected universe. Like it can't be perfect.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, and the one thing Marvel has over DC is that DC kind of rushed it, especially when they released Batman v Superman.
You know, my father actually has that movie on Blu-ray, and I'm actually snapping my fingers, thinking about watching that movie just to see how bad it is.
It's bad. Very, 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 very bad.
Yeah.
I wonder what the
Zack
Ultimate Edition
Snyder.
does. I wonder what the Ultimate Edition of that movie does.
Nothing.
It's Zack Snyder sitting there rubbing his money between his fingers.
Oh, so I guess in the Ultimate Edition, people say fuck a lot more. All right, I might as well watch that.
I still don't know if I like or hate Zack Snyder because I still like the Watchmen movie.
The Watchmen movie was the only good movie that Snack Zyder, yes, Snack Zyder,
Zack Snyder.
Zack
Yes.
Snyder.
that he is he's made, in my opinion at least, because all of his other movies just are like they're like Michael Bay movies. They're there to make money and blow shit up.
Oh, yeah, isn't that Bay's ego as well?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. All right, next topic.
How about
Ooh,
let's
ooh.
talk about System Shock. Anybody?
Oh, sure. Let's talk about that.
Oh yeah, the update, the new update on the Kickstarter, and the project is actually still going, and it's going towards its original vision.
You know,
now.
I never actually played the System Shock games.
I never did too. I'm
I
actually
mean-
really interested in this remake.
I mean, okay. When I say System Shock, I mean just System Shock. But to say I never played any Shocks game, period. And by Shock, I mean also Bioshock and Bioshock Infinite. I definitely played those, but I never played the original Shock games.
yeah.
And, I do know that System Shock 2 is just a PC classic. I should pick that up one of these days.
Oh, it's on Steam right now for $10.
Yeah, I definitely should. And
It's on sale.
but
Don't worry.
I do notice that the first System Shock is like a tad dated versus compared to its sequel.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Which is
Which
why
is-
I'm probably gonna play the remake instead of going for the original.
Yeah, and I can kind of see why it's being rebooted.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, there are some older games that are aren't exactly up to par, but they're not exactly hard to go back to. But when there are games that are severely dated, it's really hard to go back to them. Especially much older games like on the NES, whatever. They came out in the mid '80s, early '90s. Interesting time that was. Games used to be very short, and the only reason they kept them very long was because of challenge. Basically, beating a game was a very big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only way you can really get past it is like either just beating the challenge, or if there's just some secrets that you can't know unless you have Nintendo Power or some sort of magazine or whatever. And
Oh, you want to figure out how to beat our game? Buy our magazine, motherfucker.
yeah, that was the equivalent of the internet back in those days. Just getting a magazine subscription to Nintendo Power. You only got the power unless you got Nintendo Power, so buy it. Buy our magazines.
Buy our magazine. Oh wait, listen to our Nintendo Power podcast.
I mean, or
I don't think Nintendo ever really had a podcast at that time. Or maybe they
No,
do.
they do now actually.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they probably do now because
Yeah, it's called Nintendo Power.
Yeah, because podcasts are just blowing up.
Oh, absolutely. And we're certainly blowing up as well. Nope, not really, unfortunately.
Sure. Yeah, we sure are. I do notice that the crickets are getting louder though.
Oh, you motherfucking crickets.
I'll knock them away.
Also, the other topic I wanted to bring up too was I don't know if you remember this, Trevor, but do you remember the Hunt the Truth Halo audio drama series?
Oh, I've listened to like maybe one episode. I haven't listened to the entire thing.
Oh, you should actually listen to the entire thing because it's quite possibly a very good story.
I'm actually gonna probably listen to that maybe tonight, I assume. I listen to like podcasts. I listen to like Bill Burr podcasts, thanks to you, of course. And
Yeah, he's a pretty funny guy.
I also do listen to Baited occasionally.
I can also give you a simple plot synopsis for the series. Basically,
A journalist is covering the life of Master Chief, I assume.
yeah, but it's not only just that. He gets a job for that. He's a war photographer who was at New Mombasa during the events of Halo 2. And apparently in lore, the cover of Halo 2 is apparently the picture Ben Giro took. And the one thing they add in the website is they always add these other things in the background. And basically, and what's in the photo, basically UNSC told me to spruce it up, Photoshop a lot of these things out to make it more hopeful and awesome. And that's basically the cover of Halo 2.
Wow.
It's really cool. And the interesting thing is the story of his simple job goes from him just covering the story of Master Chief, then realizing there's a bunch of loose threads, and that's him discovering the Spartan program.
Yeah.
And basically, and an interesting thing about, and you know Oni in Halo, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're really fucking dark. It's basically the equivalent of the NSA or the people just controlling.
They're basically the equivalent of
pulling the
IOI. They're basically the equivalent of IOI or Wayland Yutani.
Yeah.
Except
And-
IOI is basically the FCC.
And yeah, not to spoil it, it's a really good story. And here's the thing: I have to ask, where the fuck were these writers when they were making Halo 5?
I don't know. Like, they should probably be the writers of the podcast should be the writers of the fucking new games.
It's so fucking good, though. The guy they got to play Ben Giro, and some of the music that sometimes play in the background, and sometimes the sound, like you can hear futuristic shit, and it's so good. And there's even one small reference to where Ben Giro is talking to a childhood friend of John, which is basically a reference to that Halo 3 teaser where you see two kids looking up at the stars. Like, they literally reference that.
Yeah, I feel like the writers of the podcast know more about the franchise than Brian Reed or whoever the fuck that guy was.
Yeah, like, it's the one thing I noticed about Halo is that outside media, be it books, audio, whatever, they always, in terms of story, they always seem to be better than the game, even though it was originally a game.
Now we're actually hell, like Forward Unto Dawn was like better than Halo 4 itself.
I mean, it was a tad cheap if you look at, and the one.
It was.
And the one criticism I have about Forward Unto Dawn is that apparently cheap was supposed to be 14. Come with me! Come with me! I'll save you!
But like, even fans are going as far as to making their own games to make people satisfied.
Yeah, like Installation 01, as you mentioned in the previous episode.
Oh yeah. Oh, I want to get a PC just for that game.
Well, you do already have a PC now.
Not really, actually. I have a laptop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the PC idea didn't happen, unfortunately.
Alright, next topic. Let's talk about the games we have been playing. What have we been playing today, gentlemen?
Oh, we've just been playing virtual reality games such as the PlayStation VR demo disc. That's actually what I've been playing. You know, it's actually really peaceful. I'm not gonna lie, it's one of the most peaceful.
It has probably the best menu for a VR game I've ever seen. Because like when it starts up, like the fucking PlayStation buttons show up on the floor, and there's like, you know how the PlayStation 3 menu works?
Yeah.
It's basically like that. And imagine that as clouds and all. It looks awesome. And you have like a selection of games, which once you select them, the menu changes into the actual game. Where in Eve Valkyrie, there's like ships all around you, right when you're about to start the game. It is really cool. But also, I've been playing this one game from Supermassive Games, right?
Okay.
The people who've made Until Dawn. Well, they've made 2 VR games this year already. The Impatient, which is a prequel to Until Dawn. I'll get to in a few moments. And Bravo Team. Bravo Team has the worst impressions of a VR game I've ever played in my life. It is like, the shooting is off. And you know how in VR games you have to stay immersed with a first-person perspective? Well, here, it actually just cuts off. And you don't move at all, actually. Once you pick a place to cover, the camera goes into like a third-person view and just has the player character move one spot, and it just automatically switches you back to the first-person camera. And it's so awkward. And the shooting, God, the shooting is horrible. You have to like aim it just right, and you're just absolutely fucked. Like,
so what have you been playing, Jesus?
Well, that's where I like to divulge a little bit. I've been playing 2 or 3 games. The first big game that I've been playing is Borderlands 2 for the 487th time.
Oh, that's a classic.
I've been just trying to go back through because I've never beaten the game fully. I always get so far and then my save.
Wait. You put so much time in the game yet you never really beat it?
I've had multiple copies, is why I've had so much time.
Oh, that happens to me too.
And another game I've been playing a lot is the game Honey Pop for the PC.
Ooh, Honey Pop! You see some anime girls?
I love the anime girls. They're the best part of the game.
On Steam, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, fuck you. Oh, fuck. You're not getting the real experience. Pay $15 to see tits.
Excuse me, but I would rather get my games from GOG.com, not sponsored. And then finally, the last game I've been playing is I've been still trying to speedrun Hotline Miami 2. Wrong number.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's possible.
It is. It's just...
Unless you're doing the hard mode.
Oh no, that's what I've been trying to do.
Yeah,
Jared,
if I
Jared,
if
you would
I
have to sacrifice. You would have to sacrifice a bunch of chickens and to reveal how to basics face in order to complete that game.
if I remember correctly, playing the hard mode, not only is it upside down or reverted, but it adds a bit more enemies, and because of that, it's a lot more corner bang than ever.
Oh god.
Ammo, you don't have as much ammo in guns, and if you throw down your gun, you lose ammo. So.
Oh, man, that's the complete opposite of Super Hot VR. And also another game I've been playing is Way Out with Trevor and Chad. No, not Trevor and Chad. Jesus, why am I? Oh, fuck me. I've been playing. I've been playing like a Way Out with Chad.
I can't believe you've been playing with yourself.
I created a clone. I went into like I went into a facility in Dead Right 4, and I just respawned a fucking clone, brain dead.
Trevor, played with Trevor and Chad.
I created a clone of myself, and I place him down, and it's like, I have the camera there, and it's like, you better stand still, bitch, you better be funny. Jesus Christ, man.
Oh, that's great. The games I've been playing, I have been reinstalling some games. I've played some Poker Night. I've gone back to the Brothers in Arms games, or Brothers in Arms games. Do you remember those games?
No.
Take a very more strategic take on World War II shooting. Just take Call of Duty out of the equation. Just make a more grounded World War II shooter.
Oh, I can see that.
And also you get one of Troy Baker's earliest roles in video gaming, which is the main character.
Yeah, before it became
funny enough, the main character's last name is Baker.
Baker. Jesus.
Sergeant Baker!
Sergeant Baker, get the fuck over here and save Ellie. Better grab the pallets, sir.
And then Troy Baker's biggest line in the entire game, in the first game, Road to Hill 30, he's like, I never asked to be squad leader.
I never asked to push a girl on a pallet across water. That was like the worst part of The Last of Us right there.
Oh yeah, Super Hot is also one game I've been playing too. I mean,
I've been playing the VR version.
Well, I mean, between last episode and now, I mean, Super Hot was the one game I'm playing. For some reason I could download for free on Xbox, so I played it. And yeah, from what I play in terms of story, it's a bit of a mindfuck.
Oh yeah, the VR version's a mindfuck too.
Oh yeah.
I actually, you know what's funny? When I got my VR headset, I actually had my mother try it out, and her reaction was honestly priceless. She thought everything. Yes, exactly like that. Exactly like that. There's a window. Like
there's a window. Wait, not there. No,
like she thought everything in that room, in the starting room where you place like the cards and like the computer or whatever. She thought everything in there was real, and when she walked out, she was like, "Nope, no, I'm not playing with that motherfucker." It was hilarious.
Yeah, for some reason that song just makes me think of Need for Speed Underground, the original.
I can't lie, it does for me too.
Like it was the main menu music all the time. The song never changed. Alright, let's move on to the next topic. The Gaming Pricks being closed and rebranded.
Oh yes, this is a very unfortunate thing that happened. Oh boy. Like, the reason why this entire thing was closed is because it went nowhere, basically. Nobody cared about it, and nobody was making content for it.
Well, before you get any deeper, would you care to explain what the Gaming Pricks was?
It was like a channel. You know how IGN was like the cancer reviews at the time?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we had the idea of creating a YouTube channel where actual gamers review games instead of people that are paid off.
Yeah, I do remember seeing that one video, The Evil Within. That wasn't you though, was it?
Oh, that was me.
Oh, that was you? Okay.
Yeah. Like, we would, actual gamers review games, and that was the basic premise of it. But, as it went on, the channel got fucking hacked and it was deleted. Some asshole we fired. That's a long story. I don't want to talk about that son of a bitch. But we restarted it with Trey Meadows as our art director. Great guy. He helped me out a long time ago. He's like the best guy in the world out there. And after that, it just fell apart. The whole thing, everyone was just posting random crap. Nathan was just starting random live streams, and I wish he didn't, honestly, because it was getting off point what the channel really was and all. And the whole thing just fell south, honestly. Matt didn't want to make content for it because he was nervous for it. Like, he was supposed to make a Night Trap review, but that never happened, honestly. Hell, if you want to post a photo of the thumbnail that we actually have made, I can send it to you after this. Right. I can send it to you right now. But when the whole thing was just on its last legs, it was around the time when I was supposed to review the Tomb Raider movie, and it just didn't work out. So I decided, well, here's the thing. I actually left the studio before it was closed because I just didn't want to be a part of it anymore. Since it was like, imagine if you were in a burning house and you had a choice to either stay and let the building fall on top of you because it was something you loved so much, or leave and just save yourself from it. What would you do?
Yeah, I'd probably get the fuck out because
that's basically what I did.
At certain points, if there's one thing I notice when you start things with other people, sometimes it can go to shit. Like there's always like usually, like if you put more than one person in a room together, there's going to be conflict eventually, different ideals, different ways of thinking, yada yada.
That was like my first partnership with some asshole on a shitty Grand Theft Auto series. That just fell apart like in December. That really sucks. Man, I fucking hated working with that guy. But the fucking channel just fell apart. I gave it to Nathan to control it, and Nathan thought it'd be a good idea to rebrand it. So I decided to announce the studio was closing and it was being rebranded. Personally, I'm not surprised this is happening either. Like, it was probably gonna happen. I was thinking about it for weeks. And keep in mind that one of the main reasons why I left was because of my personal life. I had to imagine living 3 lives at once. I had my life, which was high school, and my family life at home, and I had my YouTube channel, my main channel, which I don't do jack shit on right now, but hey, it's still there. And then there's Gaming Pricks. And when the time I got close to the review Tomb Raider, I was honestly, I just felt tired. It was just not worth it in the end. I was being stressed out. I barely got any sleep. It sucked. So I said fuck it and just left.
Yeah,
and it really is unfortunate. And even Matt agreed with me, like with my decision. Even Matt, Trey, Nathan, and even Jared agreed with me. Everybody did. What the fuck happened to Jared? He left the call.
No! Or maybe he disconnected.
Probably. Let's continue. Oh, hey, Jared. Back. Welcome back. Welcome back, sexy.
Connection issues. We are so sorry.
But
we are so sorry for connection issues.
It's fine. But even Jared agreed with me that the whole thing was falling apart. But here's the thing. I'm proud of most of the people who worked on that channel. I'm proud. I am deeply, deeply proud of Trey Meadows for putting his time into that art. It was beautiful. I'm deeply proud of Nathan for sticking around for so long. I'm deeply proud of Matt for his contributions. I am proud of Jared for his contributions and trying. But it just went nowhere and it was just doomed.
Yeah.
I said, it was a burning house and I just had to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, it's not fun. Sometimes working with people can be a real pain in the ass.
And you thought Trevor and Chad Season 3's production was bad? Well, imagine if Gaming Pricks was still going right now. It would be instantly canceled. And I probably wouldn't have asked Jared to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get away from that shit show.
Here's the thumbnail, the Night Trap stuff. Trey made. It was really cool.
Oh yeah, that's not bad work. That's actually that's not a bad thumbnail at all. Way better way better than what I've done.
Oh yeah.
Especially the changing of colors and all that. It's really nice. Next topic will be, a Death Stranding trailer might happen at the end of the Walking Dead series finale, or not series or this season finale. I don't know.
Series finale, that would actually be pretty good.
Probably. I don't really care, but it's actually pretty interesting because Norman Reedus is part of the project, and it's possible we might see a trailer, but this might be spectacle. What do you guys think?
Probably a load of bullshit, depending on the article we're looking at here.
Skeptical, I mean.
Yeah.
I've said that I'm actually a big fan of, or maybe not on the podcast, but maybe to you guys. I'm actually a big fan of Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, I like the 5th game. I like playing it for a while. The story was meh, but the gameplay was really fun, especially when you're playing as classic Snake from like the PS1 era.
Yeah. And I think the one of my favorite moments in that MGS5 is where you bring home that dog, and basically that Puppo, Puppo, and basically you go to the base. He's like, oh my god, Puppo! Oh my god, he's so cute. I'm sorry, that's just sounds you make when you find an animal adorable. I'm so sorry.
It's just the general rule, you know. It's
just the general rule. It's just the general rule. It just melts you.
Yep.
And I'm actually, anyway, back to topic. I'm actually hoping this will be true because at least then there will be something to be remembered from the end of this season of The Walking Dead, because The Walking Dead's been turning to shit lately.
Oh yeah, I think it was like turned to shit ever since season 2, and when the original director was like fired. Like that's when the ball was just dropped so low.
Frank Darabont.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next topic. Sea of Thieves already has hackers.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about the game itself. I mean,
I haven't played it, but
I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it because I was thinking about it because like it looked cool, but after seeing all the reception, I was like, fuck no, this is Xbox's No Man's Sky.
I think the one thing I noticed from reviews is that like
the water is beautiful.
The presentation's amazing. It really you can tell it wants to commit to the life of a pirate, but it feels like a game that's half finished.
My real question is, how do you fuck up pirates? Like, the pirates are the most badass thing that you can think of.
Yeah.
It's not that they fucked it up, it's just they didn't bother going all the way with it.
It's just boring, is all it is. You can't really do much. You can't scallywag the sea wags and get the booty.
You played it, Jared?
The booty.
I've seen my little brother play a demo for it, and
oh boy,
no, just no.
Just
can't fuck up pirates. Can't
fuck up pirates.
Oh yeah, speaking of pirates, that actually reminds me. There was actually gonna be one game. It was a Pirates in the Caribbean game that actually might turn out to be good. I believe it might have been an RPG or an MMO. Not entirely sure. I forget what it's called. But basically, it got canceled. The reason why you didn't hear of it is because it was never really released. Sure, there might be trailers.
Oh, I've heard of it from Angry Joe's Risen 2 review.
Yeah, and that was kind of waste potential. And I kind of feel like the only good pirate game that's out right now is Assassin's Creed 4, and that's about it.
Assassin's Creed 4 is probably the only good game in the entire franchise. I'm going to be honest right now. I never liked an Assassin's Creed game except for 4.
And I was always a bit of a fan of Assassin's Creed, but the further layer you go, I'll actually agree. Yeah, Assassin's Creed games are really just eh.
And like with Nathan talking about how good Origins is, I really doubt it because like this series, especially when the series was basically fucking retconned, I just like no, I'm done. Like why did they retcon like half the series?
Because money.
Like when did that happen? Like when did that happen? Syndicate or something?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's the typical Ubisoft sandbox formula, be it Far Cry, Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed. It's just same game, different perspective.
Yeah.
Be it first person, third person, whatever.
With Watch Dogs, you have memes. Assassin's Creed, you have Fighting Panther bullshit, and
Far Cry, you just have gun regulations and all.
And interesting villains, I guess.
Hell, I've actually heard that I heard that Far Cry 5's bad ending is the exact same as Outlast 2. And just from hearing that, I'm not even gonna bother with the game.
I'm actually pretty interested, and I'm probably gonna pick up Far Cry 5 because I think it looks really good.
Maybe I hope it's fun, but like I just don't want to be trapped into another Outlast 2 because God, Outlast 2 pissed me off so much.
I don't know. Outlast 2, I haven't played it.
Don't bother.
I've kind of spoiled the story for myself, but I did kind of get into it. It's like, holy shit, this game's kind of a bit of a mindfuck.
It is, and not in the good way at all. It barely makes any.
I mean,
sense,
I kind of wish, like, I think the only way a horror movie could really scare me is unless you plant an idea in my head or give me interesting characters, like something really interesting. Just plant an idea in my head that can actually scare me, and there you go. Just run with it.
Yeah, like the Babadook.
That's all most horror movies are at this point, is just jump scares.
That's why I don't bother with many films.
That's why some movies that aren't exactly horror but have really fucked up ideas.
The only movies I actually
really
bother to watch.
Topic.
The only movies I bother to watch is either something I'm interested in, or maybe a video game movie of something I like, or something else out there.
Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Yeah, and Tomb Raider too.
Actually, speaking of scary, you guys ever watch Gone Girl?
I've
heard it's pretty good.
It will make you shit your pants. Or at least certain ideas of it. Oh,
really? Because like the Babadook made me not sleep for 2 days.
I'm
dead fucking serious.
Well,
it's David Fincher, so clearly it's probably the most nihilistic, fucked up film you ever watch. Yeah.
I don't know how a film can be more of a clusterfuck than Fight Club. Oh wait, I'm not supposed to talk about that. Oh shit.
Broke the one rule that we had. God damn it.
God damn it.
Number 1 rule of the No Name Podcast: do not talk about No Name Podcast.
And rule number 2, don't talk about No Name Podcast. And rule number 3, if this is your first night at No Name Podcast, you have to be a shitlord.
If this is your first night, you have to talk.
Alright, next topic.
Woo!
Oh yeah. Microsoft censoring offensive language online. Yay!
Okay, you know what? I'm fucking done with Xbox One. Fuck all of you fanboys. Goodbye.
And he's gone.
I can't believe Trevor fucking died.
He just left. He left us.
Died.
It's my
6 feet under.
He left. He's gone.
Don't you know?
Oh, he's back.
You leave your computer.
Alright, I'm back. I just had a 15-minute mental breakdown about that. Okay.
It wasn't.
What the why?
It wasn't 15 minutes.
You weren't dead though.
I used a DeLorean, but whatever.
Okay.
Why?
Use a DeLorean.
Why did it? Why? No.
Because Nazis, I guess. Because Nazi.
This is why I don't play on Xbox One anymore.
Well, and to be fair, this is kind of happening to a fair amount of places at this point, be it Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. So this is just Microsoft's reaction.
You can't be saying those no words.
It's online gaming. People are gonna be swearing up and down when they lose a match in COD. Like when somebody gets killed 100 times, they're gonna say fuck for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or there's gonna be 12-year-olds like, yeah, fuck you, fuck your mom. Mom, where's my chocolate milk?
Shut the fuck up and play Minecraft. Get the fuck out of my room and play Minecraft.
No.
That's gonna happen no matter what, and so many people are gonna get console banned for that crap right now.
Actually, no, his voice was like, get the fuck out of here, I'm playing Minecraft!
Like, what? Why? Why is this a thing?
It's just people are sensitive. They're very, very, very sensitive, and you'll hurt people's fees. So we're basically asking you to read people's minds over a microphone.
Oh, read people's minds.
Be sure
might as well have the NSA watching people masturbate on the Kinect.
And be sure to know pronouns.
Oh my
Is that-
Why
that's
is it
also
acting like a
offensive.
girl? You're obviously a boy, right?
Alright, know that. Alright, and this will probably be our final topic.
Ooh,
What is
sexy
our final
final topic.
Cyberpunk 2077 single player will have no microtransactions.
Thank
And
God.
this isn't surprising for me because I actually trust CD Projekt Red as a developer, and Witcher 3 or the Witcher series in general is my favorite thing ever. Like I can prove it to you right now. I have a fucking Witcher medallion. Just it's great.
I'm so tired of microtransactions in general.
I'm tired of them.
They're everywhere.
I'm still.
They're everywhere.
I'm actually still.
I can understand them
uh,
happening in free-to-play games, but like in AAA games, I'm not supporting it. Grand Theft Auto 5, not supporting it. Battlefront 2, not supporting it. No.
I'm actually surprised that that game's still in development. Like it was announced like January.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And Witcher 3 only came out like fucking 2 years later.
Yeah.
I mean, I think here. This might be a theory. Maybe we might suspect some news this E3, but I don't know. Who knows? Maybe CD Projekt Red are pretty much just completionists at this point. They're perfectionists.
Probably they want to remove all the bugs out of the game so Angry Joe doesn't say you done fucked it up.
You done fucked it up.
You done fucked it up.
That never gets old.
Yeah, it never gets old.
It's like when you see his face sad, he's like, oh shit, here it comes. You done fucked it up.
Done. That is
Can't believe you done fucked it up.
Damn. Anyways, this is the third, or actually, I remember at the beginning I said second. It's actually the third, but the only reason I said second is because
No, come on.
the previous episode, the previous episode I did felt like the first because it was the first one I'd done in a while. So technically it is a second, but we could say second, third. But I'm just gonna say third. So yeah, this is the end of the third.
So good.
This is the
You done fucked it up.
Yes, I done fucked it up. You're right.
You done fucked it up.
I done fucked it up. Okay. So yeah, this is the end of the third episode of the No Name Podcast, and I'm Canadian. This is Trevor.
I'm
Trevor.
And this is Jesus or Jegus, where the fuck your name is. And anyways, yeah, this is the end of.
Oh, you just hurt his feelings. Now he's gonna cry in a corner.
Eh.
Jared, I wanted to give you I like to give a sincere apology and to force you to censor out man asses.
Okay. Okay, this is the end of episode 3. See you next
Bye,
week, or next 2 weeks, next month. Our schedule is still not yet really determined or set in stone, so yeah.
What's the schedule?
See you next time.